let's read the fourth. Watch the fourth DVD. All right, here we go. This is it. The interview. Took some digging to find it, but here he is. My big brother, back in his prime. The note disappears, and for a moment, the screen goes blank. Suddenly, image of a news correspondent flashes onto the screen, accompanied by a brief orchestral flourish. The timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen reveals the date, August 22nd, 2012. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you live from the ruins of Sangerhausen, the fifth Hartz Mountain town to be sacked by the Dragon Fireswing. Standing by my side is the head of Deal Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Dr. Vauclair has been hailed as a leader in the effort to bring down Fireswing and end her reign of terror. Dr. Vauclair, tell us about your efforts to bring down the dragon. Killing the monster has proven difficult, to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small arms fire, and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D teams have been working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support to the Luftwaffe's attempts to shoot her down by a conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing Deal Defense's energies to the killing of Fireswing? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Corporate interests? No, this is a matter of human interests. Innocent lives are being extinguished at an appalling rate. I am in a position to help put an end to the slaughter, and so I must. It really is that simple. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement, they come to us for the truth. I'm afraid that I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is in helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, I thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You're very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. Again, that was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of Deal Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the Dragon Fireswing. Stay tuned for more late-breaking news in the battle for the Hartz Mountains. We'll be right back. Oh. Freaked out when I was taking a drink, huh? The display goes black for a moment, then the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. There was a look of astonishment on his face. Holy shit. I just stumbled onto some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not going to say how I came across these. Someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. But I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples, and they're legitimate. Holy shit, this is big. Alright, okay, back up, slow down, breathe. He takes a moment to calm himself. Okay, so these notes, they pretty much confirm something that I had always suspected. The Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Fireswing. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds into the air around her, and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fighter craft in the process. But none of those things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and his Deal Defense think tank designed. I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit. But from what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical radiological agent that acts as on the metagene. I don't think that they fully understood what they were doing. It was 2012 after all. I mean, the process worked, but I don't know if they understood why it worked. Anyway, when a warhead full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature, like a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between that creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into a sort of hibernation state, and the spirit is forced out. It also looks like this process can maintain that state of separation indefinitely. And that's a pretty horrifying thought. A discorporated body's supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost-walking mages getting trapped in astral space, unable to rejoin with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Fireswing has been trapped outside of her body for over 40 years. Winters pushes his chair back and slaps the table in front of him. This is why Adrian was so cagey about the subject of Fireswing after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crashed down into the SOX, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public about any of this, of course. It'd interfere with the lie that they were feeding us, that the Fire Wing was dead and that everyone was safe, and that people should stop hiding in their basements and get back to work again. Wow, that sounds familiar. But privately, he always said that she was still out there. Somewhere deep in the SOX. I'd always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So, what does all of this mean? It means that the stories I got from that ghost rat suddenly sound a lot more plausible. It means the Firewing is definitely alive, and that Adrian's disappearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. It also means that Germany is in deep shit. Because if Firewing is still alive, it's only a matter of time before she rears her ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I'm gonna go get drunk. Whoa! Look at that man! He's like a fucking baby. Look, Adrian, I understand you. Lord knows I do. But you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut, and you find yourself looking at a young, handsome Dr. Adrian Vauclair. He wears a slight smile on his face. Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. Damn it, Adrian, this is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not, as you call them, fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed the Firewing. Stopped, not killed. Fine, stopped, whatever. Winters swipes the bottle off the table in front of him, drains it, and drops it to the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still obsessed with the damn things. There aren't that many of them, and they're not taking over the world. Vauclair's voice is quiet, soft. Such is the cry of the cancer patient, unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry, I'll smoke another cigarette, what's the harm? He doesn't see what's happening, but he winds up dead all the same. Winters snorts. Now you're just being maudlin. Look, Adrian. Vauclair shakes his head. His smile has disappeared. You mark my words, Hermie. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries, will fall to these creatures. And the worst part is, nobody will care. Oh, people will tut-tut about it. There may be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immoral, all-powerful, utterly pitiless reptiles will seize more and more of our power, wealth, and territory. And we foolish, short-sighted mortals will never get it back. Green Winters chuckles uncomfortably, raises his hands in the air in a supplicating gesture. Come now, Adrian. Vauclair talks over his brother's interruption. We could solve the problem, of course, but we, as a species, are unwilling to invest our energy into problems that aren't staring us right in the face. As it was with climate change, so it is with dragons. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. There are no politics in the video games. Winters shakes his head. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine, by all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Vauclair sighs. He looks incredibly tired. Yes, Hermie, you're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. Winter's expression turns serious. His voice lowers. It's not just your credibility that I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes... He pauses, shakes his head. Sometimes I worry that you're really going to go back to the SOX. Vauclair's tone softens again. Hermie, Winters cuts his brother off. A new intensity burns in his voice. Please, big brother, just drop all of this. Stop hunting the Firewing and start living your life again. If you won't do it for yourself, then Christ's sake, do it for me. Vauclair nods, then looks away from the screen. Alright, Hermie. I'll try. The image cuts to static and you find yourself back at the menu screen. A rattling sound fills the screen as the disc grinds in its tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. User, Jolly Green Winters, last active 1/15/54. Sex, male, metatype human, ethnicity Caucasian. Body type, muscular, age 50. Looking for F, H-E-D. H-E-D. Meet and mate singles dating profile. Wait. H-E-D? Human elf dwarf? Oh, you racist piece of shit! I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing, and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pics. No orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. Fucking racist bastard. I love him. It's the fucking last thing on the DVD. That's really fucking funny. Hell yeah. We got pay data from that, from the glory job, didn't we? Glory job sounds like something unsavory. Can we talk to Ager really quick? See if she has anything else to say. Nope. Ager's done. Dietrich's done. No messages. Anything on the BBS? F state protection. The Raiters have it on good authority that the Lobachevsky Syndicate is eyeing Shotness for expansion. For the good of the Flux, we should keep a watchful eye on the situation. See attached files for more details. Shotwell and Reiter. Okay, bad news for Shotness, but if the Rambuck isn't going to stop them, and I hear Surf Turf is out of the picture, well, I'm sure there's some poly club out there who wants that piece of the pie. I know we've got enough of them. I know that Humanus has some presence there, but I doubt they'll fight the Russians too much. I'd say they're far more likely to form a partnership. Oh, fuck. That doesn't sound good. Energy sources? I've got solar panels like everybody, but does anyone have experience with these mana turbine services? I'm off the grid, so there are times when I need to do some late-night decking or maintenance on my telescoping limbs. Is that the thing where a mage comes by and drops some juice into a generator? My buddy was telling me about them last week. The turbine spins the mana around and the charge lasts for weeks, he said. They're a scam, chummer. The mage is going to be out there with your money before you realize how much power you've actually got. You're better off peddling a bike battery. Alright. Yeah, let's go talk to Algernon. It's been a while since we've heard from him. Does Malit have anything new for us yet? I think we might have to, do the Mueller job for her to update her stock. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, we are really strapped for cash. Can't buy a new shotgun yet. And I'm gonna want to buy a new deck at some point. Tommy brightens up as you approach her, grinning widely. Hey there! All2 was just telling me you were around. I was wondering if you'd be willing to trade a story or two. What are you looking for exactly? The girl taps a finger thoughtfully against her chin. Well, you're new here. I know that you knew Monica, and I've got a vague idea about what went down the night she died. But I want to know what you think your most exciting adventure has ever been. Hang on. How the hell did you hear about that? She smirks playfully. Remember, I'm All2's ears and hands outside of the cafe. We share a lot of the intel, he and I. So what is the story between you two, then? She glances away briefly before returning her gaze to you. I suppose I can tell you. If the Monica thing was a secret of yours, it's only fair I share one of my own. I never really went to school. Pretty much been a street kid as long as I can remember, and there was so much to learn from people outside of school that I never really bothered. Makes it difficult to get a job, so as all good street kids do, I chose a place to haunt with my friends and always hung out there. That was All2's cafe, and he was super nice about me and mine. I felt more comfortable with him than I ever did mine Vater. Her eyes narrow only for the briefest moment at the word, and we talked a lot when I was waiting around for my friends. He must have been fairly comfortable with me too, otherwise he wouldn't have offered me a job. What is it that you do, really? Technically, I'm the barista, but like I said before, ears and hands. I run his errands, I gather gossip, and sometimes I even make coffee. I much prefer his hookah options, though. Real coffee makes me feel paranoid. Speaking of which, I should probably get back to work. See you around. Right. Okay. So nothing unsavory going on over there. That's good. Algernon is right there. I thought he left. I have a question for you, if you don't mind. Dang. We can't ask him about the adversary. Algernon, what do you know about the Great Dragon Fireswing? The elf ponders for a moment, twisting a ring in his right hand.
Fireswing. The Firewing. That is a name that hasn't been heard in some time. Over 40 years, I believe. Though I cannot say for certain. Time and I do not get along. She was among the first of the great dragons to awaken and the first to be killed by meta-humanity. Or so the story goes.
You don't buy that?
I take nothing at face value. It is one of the secrets of my longevity. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. Truth is something else.
Absinthe interjects. A great dragon is not like other awakened creatures. Whereas a basilisk is nothing more than a Komodo dragon whose genetic structure is mutated by magic's return, a great dragon is a creature of magic. A creature that has seen more than one cycle of the world. This is the 6th.
When a great dragon falls, the sound resonates across time and space.
Got it. You're skeptical. So how does the story go?
Fireswing awakened along with Lofweir, Nebelher, and Kaltenstein around the first decade of this century. She was first seen over the Heart's Mountains, and after a long flight announcing her presence, she began raining fire on every town and village she came across.
Sounds like she woke up grumpy.
Angry, deranged, or something else. What motivates a being such as her? No one knows. Fireswing was never engaged in dialogue. German military forces are said to have killed her over the SOX the year she emerged. This after months of fire, devastation, and terror. Her body was never recovered.
Whenever I hear the body was never recovered, I immediately think faked her own death.
Beware the holovids, my friend. They will rot your brain. Nevertheless, it is possible that the Firewing still exists. Dragons are cunning. Quite cunning. And a sealed emergency zone is, by its very nature, sealed. We cannot know what happens inside with certainty. One must wonder what effect the radiation from a nuclear meltdown might have had upon her.
Any theories? Algernon crosses his arms across his chest.
No, I do not deal in theory. Despite her death, there was a rumor that she had been seen over Iceland sometime after her fall, but it has never been confirmed. Some speculate that the viewer witnessed her astral form and that her body still lies in the SOX. Now, is there anything else that you need to know?
Have you ever heard of a gang called the Cruisritters?
Sadly, yes. They are quite active here in Berlin. They're fascists, plain and simple. They cling to Christian doctrine to justify their actions, but they are killers first and religious fanatics second.
Just what is the deal with religion here anyway? I've never paid much attention myself.
Oh, well, it's complicated. We stand in a country that has clung to its religious heritage with considerable zeal. In much of the developed world, the awakening shifted public perception away from organized religion, but here in Germany, it had the opposite effect. While many developed nations have adopted spiritualism, some here might call it paganism, as their de facto belief systems, the Germany of 2054 remains a Christian nation. Whether that's a good thing or a bad one is open to interpretation. I take no stand on the matter either way.
And what do you believe?
I am a simple traveler and a speaker of truth, and a seeker of truth. I believe what I directly observe, and I have observed...
His voice trails off, and a corner of his mouth switches up into a smile.
Much. In my view, all belief systems are essentially different ways of interpreting the same thing. Magic is an underlying force of the universe. It is a fundamental truth. Religion is the lens that societies use to focus the enormity of that truth into something that their people can understand.
But what is the source of magic? Where does that truth come from?
You ask questions that have no answers, young dwarf.
The elf strokes his beard, a contemplative look on his face.
My experiences lead me to suspect that magic is its own source. You may, of course, choose to believe differently. It matters little to me either way.
So you think that the world's religions are wrong, then?
Did I say that? No, young dwarf. If anything, I am saying that all belief systems are equally valid. After all, they are all different interpretations of the truth, and how can the truth be wrong?
I don't buy any of this. We're dealing with fundamental contradictions here. If one philosophy says that there's no God, and another says that there are hundreds of them, they can't both be right.
Could a Kabbalist create a golem if his faith were misplaced? Could a voodooist, Hongan commune with the Loa if they did not exist? Could a Shinto Kanushi channel the power of kami spirits if they were figments of his imagination? All of these things happen in the Sixth World, and yet, the traditional forms of many religions would each claim that the others are wrong. It's a conundrum, to be sure. The world's great religions have been struggling with it ever since the Awakening.
He offers you an apologetic smile.
This is a problem that I cannot solve for you, young dwarf. You'll have to find your own answers.
Intriguing. Well, you've given me a lot to think about.
It was my pleasure.
Okay, let's go. And let's talk to Absinthe, like Catherine has suggested. Absinthe turns to face you. She takes care to avoid looking you in the eye. Novacat, when you speak with the men who are not men, the fleshy puppets imprisoned behind glass, you must remember that they dream. They may not be real people by your definition of the term, but they do have dreams. That alone makes them worth saving. Uh-huh. That was an awfully strange way to open a conversation. Was it? Then I am sorry. I didn't mean to offend. She looks away. I merely comment on what I see. Alright. Bye. The men who are not men. Fleshy puppets behind the glass. They dream, and that alone makes them worth saving. Huh. Alright. Let's do the Blitz job. Oh, alone! Right. Because Blitz isn't coming. Dragonkip. It'd be high up on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed, and you're going there alone this time. The last time that you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to Cafe Kesva, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Dragonkip, the U-Bahn train that services it is in poor repair. The car that you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. Oh, is she saying something relevant to the Bloodline job? That would make sense. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, and the doors slide open. Time to get this over with. No money for this one either. Hopefully that list of bribes from Firestell is worth something. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Dragonkip. This place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comm link crackles to life, and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe Kesva. Merriment and laughter, the clink of silverware on china. Blitz's voice cuts in a second later. Hey, Chief! Ready to do this thing? Are you? It sounds like you're nice and cozy in there. He scoffs. Of course I am! I've had this run planned out for years, like I said. You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing in the frigid night air. Enjoying your soy calf, buddy? Oh, sure, Chief. Nothing like a nice hot mug of soy calf on a cold night. You're telling me, Blitz? Yeah, Chief. I guess that it must be pretty frosty out there, huh? Another distant roar of laughter crackles over your comlink. Presumably, the patrons of Cafe Kesvar are having a lovely evening. Sorry about that, but look on the bright side. You get to have an adventure. That's something, right? You owe me for this, man. Blitz sighs. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, I do. That's a really good exchange. I love that exchange a lot. Blitz is such a piece of shit. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Jogankip, he stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Novacat, right? I might be. Who's asking? My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Hassenkamp nods. His expression is deadpan. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going in with you. I don't think so. I don't bring strangers along on runs, period. The old man chuckles softly. If you want to get your pal off of Mr. Grinder's hit list, I'd suggest that you reevaluate that position. Blitz's voice crackles in over your comlink. What the hell is this? Grinder didn't say anything about his accountant tagging along. Hassenkamp's lip curls into a wry smile. Mr. Grinder doesn't have to explain himself to you. You're in his pocket, remember? If you want back out of it, you'll do what he says. Out of curiosity, how did Meat Grinder even know that I'd be here? Your pal Blitz. He sent Mr. Grinder a message with a complete breakdown of your plan about an hour ago. He did, huh? Your calm crackles to life. Well, of course I did, Chief. How could I be sure that this would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so, to find out, you let a homicidal loan shark know exactly when and where to find me. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, I guess. There's an awkward pause. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one on me. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get the show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I want to get home before my grandkids go to bed. Couldn't agree more. It's your turn, Blitz. Get the door open so that we can get inside. You got it, Chief. His voice is eager. Heading inside. This will take 5 seconds. So we do still play as Blitz, which is good. A gatekeeper ice program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all comers. Visitor, identity unknown, please prevent security code string. Let's see here. Override security access, root command, trapdoor. There's a brief pause, then the ice flashes twice. Access granted. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hell yeah. Boy, oh boy. That's a lot of ice. And auto turrets. Great! My favorite! A piece of Watcher ice turns, flashing angrily. A rapid-fire sequence of lights pulse out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the Watcher ice flicks apologetically. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Query, how may I help you today? Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. The program obediently moves aside. Proceed and have a lovely day. Don't mind if I do. Can all of these move? Would love to maybe preemptively turn off these auto turrets. That would be very cool. Ooh, a firewall. And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grinder calls you, pal, by the way. He's got a rep around these parts. For some strange reason, all of his friends keep dying. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. He shouldn't even be here. He wouldn't be here if you hadn't spilled the beans to Meat Grinder. Unfortunately for all of us, me especially, I am here. So let's just get this finished and then we can all get back to disliking each other on our own time. Fine by me. Anything else that we need to know, Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall in here. I'll need you to get in there and install that bypass for me. Got it. We'll go find a terminal. And you're gonna turn off the auto turrets, right, Blitz? Right? The top drawer of this desk is packed full of slender plastic rods. Cred sticks. Hundreds of them. You sink your hand into the drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. The plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch. As you withdraw your hand from the desk, Hassenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that the Landenberg ring would leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? You're probably right, but it couldn't hurt to check. You try to initiate a transfer between one of the cred sticks from the desk and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, the stick from the desk is blank. So is the next one that you try. And the next. Told you so. Can we keep moving, or do you want to test every stick in that drawer? Well, it couldn't hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. He shakes his head. Come on, Novacat, let's keep moving. Alright. Ooh, a trash can. This garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled paper and disused office stationery. Let's dig through the trash, shall we? You know, we really don't have time for this. Hang on a second. There could be something useful in here. I'm not sure that we're on the same page here, so we should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. We are here to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to dig through garbage pails or steal office supplies. So what you're doing right now could accurately be described as a waste of time. Calm down, man. This is all part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on a run with a deadline and you're rooting around in a trash can. It happens more often than you think. The longer we argue about this, the longer it's gonna take. He steps back, an exasperated expression on his face. Alright, fine. Do your thing, but make it quick. Most of the waste in here comes in the form of old bank statements. Apparently, somebody in the Landenberg ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. The third handful of trash that you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. Hey, where did you score that stuff, man? That juice that you were passing around, that stuff was unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grad school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. John. What do you make of this, Hassenkamp? Well, let's see. Apparently a man named A scored some juice, and it was some really unreal stuff. So, what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg ring has some real fuck-ups on its payroll, and two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second, because it involves you keeping me here in this cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? You seriously need to calm down, man. I'll calm down when I'm out of here and away from you. Now let's keep moving. Blitz whispers to you via your comlink. Ask a silly question. Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go again. Quit whining, man. You're disturbing my calm. He crosses his arms. Alright, fine, search away, but Mr. Grinder is waiting for my call, and believe me, it isn't wise to keep that man waiting long. I'll take my chances. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the pages, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Dragonfall. Hey, Hassenkamp, what does Grinder think about this? Isn't money lending his racket? Yeah, these Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now, sucking away at the revenue that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're gonna recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, just a second, I'm almost done. At the back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of scrap paper. Plots, I have real and pressing concerns about this silent partner that you've brought on for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I keep saying it, but nobody listens. Call me, JB. Any idea who this Plots guy is, Hassenkamp? Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man for... He cuts himself short. Never mind. You don't need to know. Blitz whispers through your comm link. The plot thickens. Interesting. This leads to the same... Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, Hasenkamp's a great character. I like him a lot. He's very fun. Use the comm panel. Oh. Enter a key code. Bypass the key code. Oh, hi. Hello. Well, bro, unfortunately, I think I'm the person who's gonna kill you. Or make an effort, anyway. Wait. Okay. Why would he use his fists? Oh, come on. Ooh, keycard. Hello? I should use this. The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around behind the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. Got it, Blitz. You should be able to patch in. There is a brief pause. Yep, it's all looking good on my end. Nicely done, Chief. Thanks. Now get us into that vault. I'm on it. Okay. There's a teller area door there, which we can't get to. Take bit? Wait, what? An activation bit. Time to go find a socket to plug it into. Huh. Oh, man. Puzzles, huh? What does this one do? Ah. Ah. I think I actually have this solved already. Alright, you know what? I'll take that. Hey, Chief! I found something here that you might want to have a look at. What is it? Looks like some sort of a persona non grata list for the Landenberg ring. Everyone on here is listed as shoot on sight. There are a lot of names here, lots of personal information too. Known associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright, so what's interesting about that? Well, there are 3 names on this list that I recognize. One of them was mine, naturally. The Landenbergs and the Schwartz-Hertzen never did get along. Another was Hasenkamp's. He scoffs. I'm not surprised, these bastards would just love my head on a plate. And Chief, the other one is yours. They've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. I'd never even heard of these bastards before tonight, so how the hell do they know about me? No idea. Looks like a new file. It was just uploaded about 20 minutes ago. Hang on a second. There's an attachment. I'll send it to you. Blitz's voice falls silent. A few seconds later, a brief message appears on the screen of your PDA. Plots, here's the intel on those unwanted guests that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Plots. I've run into that name a couple of times since we arrived. Any ideas, Hasselkamp?
Jurgen Plotz. He's the leader of the Landenberg Ring. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met, and I work for a loan shark.
I'd imagine that he's not a huge fan of you, either.
No, he's not. Anyway, in the end, it doesn't matter. Mr. Grinder will get paid, and Plotz is going to write the check.
Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the files, Chief? Please. A few seconds pass. Done and done. No need to worry about that anymore. That's very reassuring. Thanks, Blitz. So I can take this, right? Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've solved this. Easy peasy. Does that has a bit in it, right? Yeah. So now the only places that are blocked off are the places... Oh, wait. Wait. Was there something optional in there? Your comlink crackles to life. Hey, Chief! I just cracked open a security door somewhere in your area. Maybe we're checking out.
Will you please tell him to concentrate on the job? We're here to settle his debt, not hunt for souvenirs.
Alright, Blitz, we'll look into it.
Great.
Poor Blitz. Aw, he's very funny. I think I like him more than I thought I did.
He's just such a piece of shit.
What does this one do? Open that? What did that do? What's down here? Nothing. Weird. I wonder... Hold on. No. I thought maybe it would keep that open, but it doesn't. Very odd. Alright, you're cleared into the secured area. Keep your eyes open, Chief. There's a tiny chance that you might put into some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy in the server room, you mean? Yeah, other than him.
You said that there wouldn't be any security in this building.
Austin Comp sounds tired.
Easy in, easy out, no security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words.
Yeah, well, the situation has changed a bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security. I'm just saying that you might. So just keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall, okay? We'll keep our eyes peeled. Let's look around here a little bit. Events. I don't have a drone. You find a sheaf of banking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions and known associates. The whole thing is enclosed in a manila file folder labeled Plots. For once, Hasselkamp doesn't complain about the detour. When he sees the information in front of you, he stops dead in his tracks. Why would Plots have Meat Grinder's financial records?
To steal from him, most likely. But these records, they don't make any sense.
Can you explain that to the rest of us? The accountant frowns, staring at the paper printouts in front of him.
I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him. And I'm telling you, what I'm seeing in here doesn't add up.
In what way?
I'm seeing projections for future profits in here that run way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. I don't know how Plot's got his hands on this information, but it couldn't be any more wrong.
Maybe there's something going on that you don't know about. Could Grinder be working a deal under your nose? Maybe he wants to keep you insulated from... Something he wants to keep you insulated from, maybe.
No way. That would be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps. When it comes to keeping the business running, I'm the man that he turns to. Have been for a dozen years.
Maybe you should ask Grinder about it when we're done with the run.
Yeah.
He glances back at the folder of information, a conflicted expression on his face.
Maybe I should.
Open the door. Pick up. Cram.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
This terminal has been left logged on, and the screen is still active. It has been logged in under the name Albert Trips. Keyboard input has been locked out, and a password entry box hangs in the center of the screen. Can I bypass it? Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
We're dealing with a winner here. Terminal, main menu. Search the computer. A cursory inspection shows you that this computer has primarily been used to access a host of illicit matrix sites. While there is a full suite of office productivity software installed on the machine, it hasn't been opened in months. Wow, the Landenberg ring really needs to start keeping a closer eye on its employees.
I'm not surprised. It's only a matter of time before Plotz runs this place into the ground.
This desk is an oasis of order amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink pens. Fossenkamp raises an eyebrow.
Huh. This desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management.
My thoughts exactly. He glances at the chronometer on his PDA.
Time's wasting. Let's keep moving.
Hang on, there might be something important here. Let's take a look. He rolls his eyes.
Fine, whatever. Just make it quick.
Check the drawers. Nope. Check the stacks of paper. You appear to have discovered a compilation of financial reports. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation. Taken as a whole, they paint a picture of a small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the file suggests buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring's sources have led them to believe that all of these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp. The file doesn't say which one.
A financial crime ring is involved in insider trading. Shocking. Now, can we please move on?
Well then.
You sure? Maybe there are some nice binder clips in there for you to play with. Or a staple remover for you to steal.
The constant griping isn't doing much to improve my opinion of you, Hassenkamp.
What a terrible shame. Now let's keep moving, if you please. He's such a little shit.
Ooh, staple remover. I like those things. They're like a little mouth, right? Go chomp, chomp, chomp. That'll be very fun. Oh, there's a person there.
Look sharp. Security. Doesn't look like they see us.
Is there anything we can do to kill them ahead of time? Hard to say. There's a spirit there. That's kind of useless. And there. This looks like the terminal that Blitz was telling you about. Yep. Well, that's done it, Chief. The final firewall just went down. I should be clear to access that secure node now. Get to it, then. Done and done. This will be easy as pie. You wait and see.
That's all fine and good, but be quick about it. There were some guards in the other room, and I don't want to be here if they decide to come exploring.
Yeah, I'm on it. You two cool your jets. I'll let you know as soon as the vault doors open. Thanks, Blitz. You're a good guy, I guess. It took a while to give me control there. This has to go bad at some point, right? Door control south. Can't access that right now. Oh, can I only access this when shit blows up? Well, that sucks. Alright, let's fucking do it. Unlock the vault door. There is another telltale crack of static from your comm link. Blitz's voice fills your ear. His tone is impossibly smug. Alright, Chief, that should do it. The vault's open and I'm suppressing the alarm. Easy as pie, just like I said. Yes, we're all very impressed. Now let's get the show on the road, shall we? Let's do it.